When the night is long and the name you've been holding.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yes, girl.
Which one?
No, well, okay.
Okay.
The turn is
Okay. And then what about that one? Which way?
boom. Bam.
Okay, there you go.
What up?
Hey, you guys, we're so excited that you guys are here on tonight. We're super excited because we are the Fombys, and we're like on the couch with the Fombys. So that's how we came up with that, because we're always on the couch.
Yep, it's one of our favorite spots to be is the couch. Like all of our shoes usually end up lying right there because we just
Like
get
in
here,
front of the couch.
We get here and just stay there. So, hey, how y'all been?
Listen, before we get into like what we're gonna talk about on tonight, y'all know we want to meet you guys at Prophetic Con 4.0, the Unchurched Conference. We look forward to hosting you guys this year. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Last year we announced our wedding or our marriage. I wonder what's going to be the announcement this year. I have no clue, but I believe
only the Lord knows.
Yeah, but I believe there should be an announcement. What you think?
I think it's gonna be it's gonna catch a lot of people off guard. I think it's something that I'm excited about it. I'm not gonna get too much, I get to talking, so it's gonna be great. You should definitely be there.
Yes, you should definitely be there. So men, women, boys, and girls,
all of
it doesn't matter. You guys can come. So listen. So on tonight, we're gonna do a little relationship talk on tonight. So we're excited that you guys are here. So go ahead and invite a friend. You can invite your exes. You can invite.
Whoa! Wait a minute.
Your current spouses, your current boos. If you're single, you belong here as well. So, all right. So, babe, what you doing?
I am sharing this out like everybody else.
All right. 1, 2, 3, share. Okay, we did that part.
Cool.
Okay. So, so tonight we're gonna talk about relationships.
All right.
And so I think this will be a perfect opportunity to give people an opportunity to get to know us and how we answer like certain questions and things like that.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm a little nervous, but all right.
Okay. All right. So I have something.
Did you get a question? What are you doing?
I have something. Wait, I'm serious.
This is gonna be an interesting night, people.
Let's see.
Be prepared.
Alrighty. You ready?
No.
Get back. Get back. Close your eyes.
I'm gonna close my eyes now.
Okay.
Kind of looking at the screen.
I was like, okay. All right. So, all right. I'm about to show. All right, you guys.
Thank you.
All right, let us know who's watching, where you guys are from.
Yes, please do.
Don't forget, we're going to greet you. And if you have questions and all of that stuff and comments, we're going to read those as well. All right, so.
Oh, thank you. Somebody said they saw your Unshakable Faith last year.
Wow.
And they enjoyed you and they're happy for your love and growth.
Thank you so much. We'll be at Unshakable Faith this year as well. So be sure to come to my session. Right. Quick plug.
Unshakable Faith going down.
Yes. All right. So we bought these cards. We bought these cards a while ago, and so they have questions on these cards. So, babe, I decided to pull them out today.
Okay.
Hey, Yolanda
what's
from
up, Birmingham?
Jackson.
Queen Talty.
Hey, Queen Talty.
Hey, what's up? Tell Talty I said what's up.
Okay.
Tell him I said hey.
All right. So this is the question for you. How long could you stay faithful to your partner if they received a prison sentence? A, not at all. B, 5 years max. First of all, why had to be prison?
Wait a minute. What?
Why
did you check these cards?
I didn't. Why did I have to talk about my history?
Why would
the devil is a lie. I rebuke this in the name of Jesus. Okay. The whole time.
What?
Okay, not at all. 5 years max the whole time.
I think it would depend on what. Oh God, why would I have to? Like, you talking about you or just in general?
Well, I guess like I don't want to put that on me,
right,
but like
I don't
if
put
that,
that
like,
on us.
but you know, like Remy Ma, man, Papoose.
Yeah, but we don't really do stuff like that. So we just preach and teach. And
no, but I'm just saying, like I'm talking about. I'm talking about Papoose.
Oh,
like,
he
stayed with Remy Ma. So I'm just saying, like, can you remember what would cause you not to be faithful?
So what? Come again? So what?
Is there anything that's like non-negotiable that'll make you become unfaithful or maybe even
I think
divorce?
To be honest, I think it would depend on why they have a life, like why they're in there.
Okay.
For me, I think because if it was like something, I would have to have a reason to understand why they would sacrifice and put me in a position and not think of us to not make a decision. Now, if it was something that was like unavoidable, then I could understand that. But if it's something they lost their temper and stuff like that, like that's not fair to hold somebody back because you were selfish. And I just don't see that. So it would definitely depend on the reason. But I don't think I would have a problem saying faithful. It would just depend on the reason why we are at this present juncture in our life where I got to find out you got time in prison.
Yeah. Hey, did you know that I was gonna put my life on hold for somebody and went to prison?
You were? You was gonna date somebody? Oh wow.
No. Like they were out and then they went in.
They were out and then they went in.
Yeah.
Y'all were dating while y'all were out? While they were out?
I'm trying to think. Probably not.
But when they went in, y'all started dating.
I didn't say we were dating. I
y'all
just said
y'all pen pals?
Oh, so what you call it?
Y'all rode each other?
We rode and
oh wow. That's
talked
awesome.
and all this stuff.
When I went to camp, I had a pen pal, but he went back to school. I don't know if he was in prison.
Babe, we're not supposed to have pen pals of the same sex.
We talking about pen pals? You got a pen pal at camp on the place called Camp Wataska. There's a bunch of, people out there. Young folks, you had a pen pal. You picked a pen pal.
Oh, that kind of pen pal.
Year.
I'm not talking about that type of pen pal.
You talking about prison pen pal, right?
I'm talking about prison. You talking about camp.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's how
that's all you had?
Different.
Oh, okay.
The only pen pal I ever had was somebody at camp like at 11.
Oh.
And yours was in prison. That's
okay, two different lifestyles. Okay, next question. Okay, would you rather be the happiest person in the world, but your partner cheats, or have a faithful partner, but be miserable? Oh my goodness.
What?
Okay. Would you rather be now this is a good question. Would you rather be the happiest person in the world, but your partner cheats, or have a faithful partner, but be miserable?
Cheat away, fam. You ain't taking my happiness, bro. I'm not gonna be miserable. I get one life. If you out gallivanting in the streets, just be safe and come back home. But I'm already happy, so clearly I've accepted this. So I chose to be here while you come home at 1, 2 in the morning on your escapades. But to be faithful, you there every night, and I can't stand you, fam, if you don't get out and cheat. Do what you gotta do. Be free, sis. I'll be here in the morning. Make sure you're here for breakfast.
So what I'm learning, especially like from reading the Bible for real, is that when we read the scripture about working to maintain your peace. And so what I'm realizing is that I have to work to maintain my peace, not only with you, but I got to work to maintain my peace within myself. Right. So to me, happiness is definitely an emotion, and it's something that come and go. But peace, for me, that's more of a spirit.
That I feel like that's the thing, because we were just watching a video with Bishop T.D. Jakes, and he was saying marriage and relationship, and it's not always about your happiness. Yeah. You got to get to a point where you mature in a relationship where it's not all about your happiness. Yeah. So I think that's possible. But both sides are working to maintain peace would look something like when we have an argument, not giving the other one solid treatment just because it's killing them. Yeah. We're both working back to maintain peace.
What happened when you're in a relationship with someone and manipulation and witchcraft began to show up in the relationship? And people don't look at it like that.
They can't identify.
They cannot identify. Yeah. But though, when you're doing things in order to invoke an emotion or a response from someone, you're actually manipulating. Say the word.
Manipulating?
Yeah, that word. Yeah. Them into being or responding the way that you want them to.
It's a type of control without you being direct about it. And that's what makes it witchcraft. Because at the same time, people who do witchcraft, they speak things or they do things purposely with the intent of controlling the person outside of their ability to directly impact them physically.
True.
So because of that, now that silent treatment has become witchcraft because you're trying to control that person without contacting them, directing them physically. It's all about mind manipulation.
Yeah.
And, the world may equate it to gaslighting or something like that. But gaslighting with that same spirit in the spiritual realm would be witchcraft.
Yeah.
Because it's intentional. You're trying to manipulate that person mentally.
Yeah. So I realize a lot of times, like our actions and our response to people, it is to get them to act or to respond a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like when I'm upset with you, I'm asking myself, am I sitting in this quiet time, in this silent time, trying to hear the voice of God so that I can get a solution to bring us back to a place of peace? Or am I sitting here trying to get you to respond or to react a certain way or to feel the way that I feel?
Man, that's so good. And I really feel like the other day, I was facing something and I've been more active about being vocal with myself about what I'm about to choose. Mm-hmm. And in the disappointment that happened in the situation, I literally talked out loud to myself and I said, okay, here we are. We got a choice to make. Mm-hmm. And it just helped me because in talking it out, it allowed me to kind of foresee my decisions if I kept going with how I felt. The cycle of how we feel and how we deal with our emotions is not lost to us. It's just familiar and comfortable to us. Yeah. So because of that, we stay in that cycle because the growth outside of it, it seems that there's nothing that we can do. So when we lose that control of trying to affect the situation and we really have to give it to God or go and pray or read the word and remind ourselves of what he says about that situation, it's much easier for us to just get into it and do what we can. So it's easy for me to sit in my anger or because she was wrong or he was wrong or this shouldn't have happened. But when you try to grow to a level of working to maintain peace, you're like, okay, where's the most peaceable solution? And he says that in my pieces, in our weakness, his strength is made perfect. And I'll give you peace that surpasses all man's understanding. So I just asked God in that moment to help me receive his peace about this situation. So that way, not that the emotions, they just dissipate, but they end up being where I can control them because I know the Holy Spirit is working in me, and anything working in myself is not the righteousness of God when it comes to like flesh or whatever. So,
well, I like that, but let me tell you, the counter side of that is that you have learned how to receive God's peace for yourself. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. You've learned how to receive peace for yourself, like in a circumstance or situation. My prayer is that I not only receive God's peace, but God, you help me to make peace in the situation. Because sometimes we can find peace within ourselves and we don't care nothing about how the other person feel. We can neglect their emotions and their response, and we can find peace all over. I can be so peaceful, like, I ain't got to talk. Full of the devil. I not wanting to talk. Not wanting to fix this, but in fact, let me take advantage of this piece right here.
And it's very easy.
It's so easy to get.
It's like, bro, I don't care.
Yeah, like.
Oh well.
That's why I said. That's why not only just receiving God's peace, but also asking God, like, God, help me to make peace. Yes. Like what happens when God says make peace, and that means that
takes a cutting at the pride. That is hard to deal with.
Yeah, because my thing is this is. So we have a choice. We can live in a household and then not have peace with each other. No. And that's the only option because we ain't going nowhere.
What? Bro, I'm not going nowhere. So we gonna find peace.
So we got to find peace. And I think in a relationship, like you have to have that mindset, like we're not going anywhere and we have to make peace with each other. Because I've been in a household before where we done went two separate ways, setting up two separate households, two separate identities in one household and saying that we're married.
I feel like that's where the enemy starts to work.
Exactly. When you're not looking to make peace, man.
To make peace, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap because making peace means laying down how you wanted this situation to end. It means sometimes forgetting whether or not the person understands your point of view. Yeah.
Seeking to understand versus being understood.
Yes.
Seek to understand versus being understood.
Yes.
And
that was my prayer. I was like, God, help me to understand. Because a lot of times, like, you know, you and I, we come from two different backgrounds, upbringing,
Very
and that means that the way that we communicate sometimes is totally different, or, you know, we may mean one thing and we say something that's totally different.
Right.
And so my prayer is, God, help me to have an understanding. And one of the things that, what did I tell you this morning when I came to you?
That you were going to work on just listening. I think.
Yeah.
That
Work on just listening and what?
Seeking to understand.
Yes, seeking to understand from your
My
perspective,
right.
not just from my perspective. Because if I'm looking at the situation from my perspective, it don't make sense at all. But from your perspective, it does make sense. And so I have to seek to have an understanding beyond my perspective. Because if I'm going into any type of relationship, if I'm communicating and I'm only communicating so that I understand, as long as I understand what I was saying, that's all that matters. Say what? That's so selfish.
Nah, I feel like that works both ways.
Yes, talk about it. While I get some of your drink.
You drink so hard, bro. You drink so hard. Like, your gulps be so gulpish. You just take a lot. Anyway, I was saying I think it works both ways because as men sometimes it's like, okay, you know what? She's not gonna see it from my perspective. So where a man just starts then sometimes to just say whatever, so he just move on. He'll be like, yo, I'm done. Like, okay, cool, I'm sorry, whatever.
See, I do not like that. Okay, well, how do you women feel about that? Because I don't like that. I do not like to feel as if I'm being dismissed or you're saying something just to shush me up.
Well, I think the only reason that comes is because when you're working or making peace and trying to work to maintain it, at the point in time that I feel that you're not understanding it and I've run out of intelligible communication methods, to me, the quickest way, like maybe it'll come to me later because I just feel like there's no understanding that'll be got because you'll be trying to understand or trying to get me to understand your point of view. I'm trying to get you to understand mine, and me flipping it around and taking it, it's just like, okay, at this point, she's not going to get it. So she's not going to get it from my perspective. So then at that point, that we don't just keep going in circles, I'll just be like, okay, what's the quickest route to peace right now? An apology. Let me just say that. Not that
but you're apologizing. so
it's not that you no listen. It's not that I don't mean the apology. It's like, okay, let me just say something, try to put ice on it because this is heating up. So listen, I'm sorry. Can we take a minute? Can we, maybe have a moment? Let me gather my thoughts or something, or I am truly sorry. But I just know at that moment, there's nobody seeing it from our perspective.
No. So my thing is this.
Each other's perspective.
Okay.
Sorry.
So my thing is this. I don't like when someone apologizing. Okay, so a person.
All I'm saying, they don't like it.
Yep, everybody agree. They don't like that. They agree.
But
So
all them women too.
because that's why I asked the women.
So
here's the thing. He said ask the men. So here's the thing. Like, I don't like when people apologize just to apologize, because if you're apologizing just to hush the person up, you're apologizing just to make peace, that means that more than likely the mistake that has been made is going to be made again. And we're going to be back in this situation. And that's why, so many times there's repetitive actions that's done in a relationship because they were apologizing with no understanding.
100%. I definitely can understand that. And I don't want it to be a place where I don't you don't understand or I don't understand. It's more so, okay, where can I throw ice because I feel this heating up? So the best thing from my perspective was, let me offer an apology as almost like a token of hey, listen, I'm sorry. Let's bring this back down. Okay, I'm saying this, you're saying this. This is what I meant by this. Is I'm interpreting what you're saying this way. So I may say an apology throughout to keep it from flaming up. It's like keeping water on the fire. So it's not necessarily to dismiss you. It's to say, okay, let me be apologetic because I don't want it to start to get abrasive in how we deal with each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. But I don't think, like, as women, I don't think we hear it that way because there's no additional conversation, even at a later time, to make sure that there's a resolve, there's an end to this.
But here's the thing, like,
because even if you're apologizing, say, hey, you know what? I'm apologizing because I realized that I offended you. And I didn't mean to offend you. Right? Well, so sometimes I may apologize for the simple fact that you were offended, or maybe I said it the wrong way, or the way that I presented it was wrong. I may apologize for that. But I may not be apologizing for what I actually said.
Right, how I came out.
How I came out, I apologize for that. I apologize that it may offend you. But I meant what I said.
I mean, I agree. Like, mean what you say. And one thing I do appreciate about you is because I had to find a way to, like, just from where I am in history, like, I was always in customer service. So I always had to make sure that I made peace to make money to a certain degree. Sometimes, like in my fitness business, when I was in sales and marketing. So I ran to peace. I run to peace at all stops. So due to that, it always made me be in a position where I was like, okay, how can I get this back down? So I think that with you, one thing that you showed me that I do appreciate is you was like, I'd rather you not apologize, or I'd rather not have to hear I'd rather not to hear an apology than for you to just say it just for apology's sake. And for me, a long time, I thought that was wrong. But I found out that it's okay to not apologize if you meant what you said, even if it came out, I guess, not saying like the wrong way, but I would apologize. I forget forever saying it, but I did mean it.
Yeah.
So it's like now you should like, no, I meant what I said. I apologize the way it came out. So that's something that I learned from you. I was like, okay, because it made me now handle my truth more. Does that make sense?
That's right. So Queen Salty said this, but I can understand him wanting to move forward, especially if he don't see it actually going anywhere. But I hate ending things on bad notes, so I may keep trying to understand or continue wanting to. I feel the exact same way. Like saying, being able to, you apologizing because you feel like, okay, this is not going anywhere whatsoever.
Right.
But also ending things on a bad note.
Now
So that's why a lot of times people go on and on because they really want to resolve this. Like, I want to resolve it so much so, I'm sorry, but I want to resolve it so much so that I don't have to revisit this, or, we have a solution when we walk away from it. I think a lot of times people don't like conflict, and I don't mind going into a conflict with you, knowing that we're going to come out winning.
I think I'm fine with having conversation, conflict, whatever the case may be. But my whole thing is like, it's the way that it's the way you talk. Like, I don't care we have a conflict. Just don't talk to me like I'm somebody that you just regularly have conflict with.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I think women don't understand sometimes, is that you guys can get so emotional that it can be a level of the same hand is telling him how awesome he is, the same one is doing this. Now bitter and sweet coming out the same mouth. So it's hard for him to, like, I just think that there's an amicable way for us to move forward without having to yell and all that other stuff, which you and I do a great job.
I appreciate you teaching me that, because I come from a hostile environment and growing up.
Grand Theft Auto.
So if we're excited, it's on a high. If we're mad, we're on a high. If we're angry, high. Everything is high tone, high pitch at all times.
Right.
And one of the things I remember one time, when we first got together and I was going in, and when you looked at me, like, it was something about that look when you told me that I will not talk to you like that. And to bring it down, I was like,
I was
like, oh my God.
I didn't know. I was freaking. I was like, yo.
That was sexy.
It was sexy. It was sexy to me. I was like, yo, son. I mean, it wasn't that comical, but I meant it very respectfully. But I remember that moment, and I said it in a way that I was very intentional about saying it calmly, but I wanted you to really see like the sincerity of like I can get this over to you very sternly without it having to be where we just came from. And I think that you've done a really great job. I mean, because you're a preach, pray, prophesy. You just, you have that, you got that sound. It's all in your throat. You just got it. Oh, Lord. You got the 100 of my shyness. But you have that, and you're very, you are very authoritative because of how you've been just in your life. So for me, it wasn't a issue. I'm okay with that. It was just like when dealing with conflict
or dealing with you,
dealing with me.
It was like you got to bring down. Let me tell you, man, I'll be honest. I've heard some women say some like, I cannot even fathom having to be that man and have to show so much self-control with a woman who have berated them with their words. I don't understand. Like let me tell you this, when you're married or you're in a relationship with someone that you love, whether it's a friendship, it can be your children, there are just certain things that are just off limits. I don't feel like you should be in a relationship with anybody that you love, that you honor, respect, and you go below the belt or you say something that I've shared with you like something I've shared with you that was, that was dear to my heart, and you turn around and you use it against me when we're arguing or to go below the belt. Like, it's hard to rebound from things like that. And I think like people need to realize like you have to be very mindful and very cautious as to what you say, so that you won't have to always apologize for your words. And let me tell you this, that once you have apologized to someone, that doesn't eradicate what the words have done to that person. Because it takes years, and sometimes people are bound their whole life because of words that was spoken. People remember words more so than anything that people have spoken over their life. So imagine being married or in a relationship with someone, and they're speaking those words that's below the belt to you. And then they turn around and say, oh, I love you and I'll give you my whole life. I'll die for you. Say what? If you felt that way about me, then those words should have never come from that place below.
Right.
But I feel like at the same time that people, they go below the belt because they're trying to make the person feel the way that person have just made them feel.
Yeah.
But it's not right. It is not right. You'll find yourself in an abusive relationship and call that norm or call that loved.
I feel like there's so many flawed systems of love that we've created because we rather at least have a piece. They always say have a piece of man or just none at all.
Yeah, I'd rather have a piece of man than no man at all, and take what I got and work with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
that's what Betty Wright said.
Betty Wright
no pain.
Yeah, Betty Wright. She was wild.
No, okay.
But I feel like even in that, like the saying that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Right. They don't hurt you, they entrap you.
Whoa.
Like,
that's so good.
It's like a net.
That's so good.
Like, I don't have to hurt you. I'm going to just cast my words as a net and you're going to run into it.
Jesus.
When I tell you, I'm going to be like your mom, that sticks with you and you're entrapped with that. So every time you think you're running, it's an invisible force field that person has spoke over your life. So sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. They don't hurt you. They entrap you. They keep you there. So you end up hitting a ceiling because subliminally in that moment, and this is what I feel like happens. The reason that I'm very cautious as to what I speak about you and us when I'm 38 hot and I'm really upset is I run to God so quick. Because I know the flesh me, and I know that the Bible says we're ensnared by every word we speak. That life and death is in the power of the tongue. And I only want our relationship to ever produce life in everything we do and everything we touch. So I always, get to the point where I'm like, okay, blessed is the man. I just start quoting scriptures, or I'll go to a place because in that moment when I feel like the ground is tilled up, that emotional, like if it was an emotional field, and it's tilled up now because it's been hacking due to whatever disruption of disagreement that has just happened. Whatever is said in that moment is seeds.
Yeah.
So the ground of emotion and the field of emotions have just been turned up, and whatever has happened, now you're planting seeds. So whatever you say, you guys are going to eventually go back to where the ground is back, the rain's not falling, the sun is out. But everything you planted during the storm of the turbulence, when y'all were tilling up the ground because you were having a disruption with a disagreement, those seeds come back up and they're coming back into fruition.
Yeah.
So I only speak that, Lord, I thank you that this situation is going to bring us together stronger and better than ever before.
Yeah.
Lord, I thank you that, in places where I may not understand, you brought us together. What you put together, let no man cut asunder. I thank you that you're healing her right now. I thank you, you're healing me right now. I think you're giving us new spiritual ingenuity. You're giving us creative ideas on how to bring this together for your glory. Like, I say this stuff all the time. And what I found out is that it never fails. No matter how disrupted I'm feeling, I get a peace about it. And then eventually something happens to where
it's like a breaking.
It's like a breaking and we just keep going. And I know the enemy is mad. Like the other day, when you and I disagreed, I literally told the enemy, I said, bro, I see you. Mm-hmm. I notice you. Because the enemy is the accuser of the brethren.
Yeah.
You're accusing me of something that I know in my mind and heart, okay, this ain't even got nothing to do. You're the one that's trying to get in this because you know that I'm on this path. So you know what? Best part about it, I see it's you.
Yeah.
And I'm letting you know, bro, I see what you're doing. And you're not going to get me. You're not winning. I don't want to keep creating cycles where I keep failing the same test. So the same test is coming. Let me extract whatever it is. Lord, what is it I need to learn about me? And that's the toughest thing because pride don't want you to see that. Pride wants you, like you said, for that person to feel or understand and what you just felt. You got to make them understand. So I just think that in the grand scheme of what a relationship is, it's that level of compromise and give and take where that grace has to run. It has to run at an overflowing level. And the only way to increase that is to constantly pray for your spouse. One thing that I found that God has increased in just our relationship is I pray for you so much. I pray for you outside of being around you. I pray for you. We pray together. And I know that there's a grace that comes because it's hard to keep an attitude or start saying bad stuff or cutting somebody real low when you're praying for them all the time and you're sincere about it. So it's hard to see that person and be like, I still don't like you when you've been praying for them outside their presence.
Yeah. And then praying for them to be the best version that God have called them to be, not just praying so that you can get your way.
That part.
Yeah.
Using prayer as manipulation of God. Like you can't do that because he see your heart. He knows exactly.
He know your
exactly
what's things like
on.
that. What did they say?
There was I was trying to read one of them.
Words can't hurt physically, but it make that person lose trust.
Facts.
I mean,
100%.
Yeah, because you're always working to overcome the words that you have heard someone
even as
say.
Children.
As children.
Kids.
But even, let me tell you guys, so recently we had saw this video. It broke my heart where the mom and the kid was so angry that the kid was tearing up the bedroom. I don't know if y'all saw that. Like he was bursting out the windows.
She was telling him, come over here and beat me.
She was saying that. So, and all I kept thinking was, the Bible said, like, parents, don't provoke your kids to anger. And then also, what happens when we can't give our kids grace to have a bad day? Or we forget that our children, that they have emotions like adults. What happens when we have young girls like we do, 2-11 and 1-13, but we're expecting them to process their emotions like they're 16, 17, or even our age sometimes.
Right.
Like, I just feel like the reason why children are growing up so fast these days is because we put the expectation of them to be older, and we put them in roles where they have to be older instead of being their age.
I think it's because kids come, like today, the world of technology, it's hard sometimes to think you're having a conversation with 11 and 12-year-old because they're sounding like the 15, 16, 17. They're so smart.
That's so true.
They know information. These kids are way past advanced where we used to be.
Oh yeah,
now on technology, real life though.
What I'm talking about, like real life, like in that video, like in that video, it broke my heart for the simple fact as to what the parent was saying. Now I know that the kid was wrong, but you could tell that something happened in this child's life, and this is where you have to be able to even look at your children and looking at your spouse or even your best friend, whatever, from eyes that are spiritual, not just like naturally looking at them, because in the natural you're like, listen, like he about to
like
get,
she was
like she was all
yo,
natural. She was all natural.
Let's go.
But spiritually, you have to be able, because when I looked at it, I said, oh my God. We said, what has happened to him? Why is he so angry? What happened to him that maybe she don't even know about? Where did this, like, I'm trying to get to the root of this emotional outburst. And so I feel like even in relationships, this is why it's important to communicate. Like I said something to you. I said, hey, these last 2 weeks, like, this right here been a little different. That's me communicating to you that I see, I watch, I just letting you know, like, hey, I see something. And being able to communicate that, it closes the door to the foothold that the enemy had. So think about it like this. So imagine like if this was like, this is a door, right? Have you ever seen somebody just stick their foot right there to try to keep that door open, right? So when you don't communicate, even when you see changes in your spouse, like it give that image, that's what a foothold looks like. That's like keeping that door, that little gap open, and that's all that the enemy needs. And so when we don't communicate, even in the small areas, that's what we're doing. But the moment we start communicating, we start talking, you're able to close all the gaps.
You're filling all the gaps. And I think that, that's key in a relationship, because when you don't close the gaps, my God, bro. When you don't close the gaps,
I've been trying to drink differently. I was trying to drink like.
When you don't close the gaps, you leave space for creative narratives.
Whoa!
When you don't close gaps in a relationship, right? Footholds, all of that. When you leave stuff like up for interpretation, or you don't ask the question as to not seem like, well, I don't want them to think this. Like, there's a way to ask it.
But can you break down creative narrative? Because that's an intelligent way of saying.
You make up stuff.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. So you're
such a creative narrative. You're a liar.
You're closing the gap for the so that the other person will not have to make up stuff in their mind as to why I did what you did. Or why this happened. And so in other words, creative narrative. That's such an intelligent way. You're so smart. Creative narrative. Okay, good job. That was so smart. Because I was like, okay, keep from making up stuff. You see how we communicate differently?
Yeah.
You see?
Stop making up stuff. You are using creative narratives, and I don't like it.
So while we get into an argument, I say, okay. He was like, you understand what I'm saying? I'm looking at him like, no, I don't.
I broke it down. I felt like eloquently, too.
I
was trying to break it down super base-wise. And then she looked at me, she said, I said, do you understand what I'm saying? She said, I'm listening. I said, do you understand what I just said? She said, not really. I said...
Because I was thinking in my mind, I know I'm supposed to understand what he's saying. So all I'm saying is, I'm listening.
I'm working on it. I'm like a storyteller, man.
Yeah.
I got to ask you one of these.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm asking you one of these because you
okay, so just making sure that, that's why communication is important, to keep the other person from having to create their own narrative.
Create a narrative.
Good job.
Making up stuff, aka making up stuff.
Good job.
Thanks, baby.
Fomby.
Thank you.
All right, let's go.
All right, this is yours.
All right.
Okay. Oh, wow. All right. I don't know.
You can change it up a little bit then.
Okay. What thing have you done? You know what? I'm going to just hold it that one.
I was like, that sounds personal.
I'll show you that one offline. I was like, you going to read it?
Baby, this video go viral so fast. Especially when me and you don't answer to it.
Bro, you said, think of a creative way to say it. I was like,
sir, just leave that alone, sir. Hey, it's a pass card.
I think you need to take that one and just be like, what card? That ain't code. Just rip that one up. All right, so we're going to choose a new one. Come on, now they just getting fleshly. Do you think your partner is out of shape?
Wait, somebody said creative narrative equals liar.
Right. Yes. That's what I said. You're a liar. You just created a narrative that you didn't run by me to justify, which means that you were the only one to interpret the truth of it, which means it is a lie. There you go. This one is
okay, so,
ridiculous.
Okay, let's not do that one.
Do you want to get into that? This ain't the live for that.
No, it's not. But we will talk about this, but not on this live.
Okay. Oh, this is good.
Okay.
My partner is great at blank, but terrible at blank.
You're great at rubbing my feet. You're great at rubbing.
It's like I feel like I'm not. It was a scene on a movie where somebody was like, a monkey could do your job. Literally, a monkey could do your job.
You give great,
Okay. All right. So I would hate to see the thing I'm terrible at, but I'm terrible at. Why you gonna say something serious? Go ahead.
So
I'm great at rubbing feet, but terrible at what? Life? Come on, man. Come on. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go from here but down, because my peak was rubbing feet. You understand what just happened? The best thing about me in this relationship is my feet rubbing. Anything else according to this card,
I'll say that's one.
Is going straight down.
I'll say one.
It's only down from here.
So, but you're terrible at going straight to your destinations. Okay. So I've been waiting to get this out.
What?
When I said going straight to your destination.
I've been going now. Come on, bro.
I've been waiting to get this out.
I've been going straight to my destination.
But I want to talk about this live. I want to get this out live.
Right.
So, like the other day when we left the building, we were both going.
I was trying to get we were both going. Where were we going? I remember that.
Yeah, we were both going to Walmart.
Which one?
It doesn't matter. For the simple fact that I'm in the store, and I realized, like, wait, I've been in here for a minute. By myself.
I couldn't find you.
No.
You remember? Walmart big.
That wasn't it.
Walmart is
You had went to the bank.
I went by the ATM. I went by the ATM.
You went to the bank.
I made a deposit.
But you said you were coming right to the store.
Okay, ladies, somebody please put that in the comments. And fellas, if y'all here, tune in. What is the allotted time of being able to do something that is beneficial for us both? It was literally the bank's right here, the Walmart's right there. I just stopped through and then was right there.
It doesn't matter. My thing is this. Why can't you say, okay, hey, I got to stop at the bank first and then I'll be at Walmart?
Here's my question. If I would have said that, like, how would that have, like, what would have changed in life? Like,
then I would have said, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and go to Walmart.
But you was already at Walmart.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you would have said, Like if you would have handled it the right way,
then what would have happened?
I,
You just felt better?
like things would have played out the way that it did. But here's the thing: what if something happened?
So that's my point. That's my point.
Like I just feel like
I-
we just need to know. It's not that we're changing anything. It's about it's building trust. It's keeping communication open, and then also we know that you would not want us to do you that way.
Here's the thing, like, if it was right, but I don't think that I would say some of the guys, and I'm not gonna say all men, some of the guys that I know, they don't, like, that wouldn't have been, like, if it was something that caused like 15, 30 minutes, it's like, yo, what?
It was like 15 minutes.
Nah, see, now that's where you wilding at, because it wasn't no 15 minutes.
It was like 15 minutes.
The
That's when I realized
the other
that
10 was in Walmart looking for you. Remember, I was in Walmart walking around for me. It took me, because it was a cash box. But I see what you're saying. Just letting you know, I can. That's fair. Okay. That's fair. I could have let you know I went by the bank, which was 2 minutes away.
So now, then the devil comes in. And I have a creative narrative.
Oh, God.
I said, oh, okay. Is he hiding money?
Hiding money?
Is my name on that account?
We already, but this is a separate account. You already knew these were separate accounts. We have separate accounts.
I'm just saying though. Like I'm
we
just
have
starting,
some accounts
but I'm
separate.
just saying though.
But why you gotta go all the way to hiding money?
Like I don't know.
Why does it go to extreme?
Creative narrative.
Why does the creative have to jump to a level of 28?
Well, you already know I'm already extreme. I'm already extreme.
Let's start at level 1.
I don't have one. I have level 1.
Why he couldn't have been? So why could something have happened? And you could have been, oh my God, is he all right? No, he hiding money. Here we go. He's hot.
No. So what happened is, I said, hey, babe. I said, where are you? Oh, I just stopped at the bank.
It was a drive-through.
Oh, okay. I just stopped at the bank, da-da-da. And then I said, oh, okay. I'm at Walmart. I didn't say anything. I waited on this live.
You waited all the way to this
live? Yes, I waited. I didn't even bring it up during an argument.
Okay. Wait till next week, guys. We have something that was going to be so great. I'm going to hold it right to the live.
But also, like...
Somebody said, thank you, Reddy. Reddy says, super creative narrative. Bro, you are a super creative narrative. Right. She went straight from a creative narrative to a super.
So Antonio said, Coach needs communication on change on those detours. Like, for real, though.
Who is this?
I do. It doesn't matter, but I do.
I need to see it.
I bet that's Lola. That's probably Lola.
Lola!
Pam said, now that's old baggage.
She said, let us know. Okay, I'll give you that. I just think that sometimes it's like...
But okay, let me ask you from your perspective then. What was wrong with saying, hey, babe, I'm just going to stop at the bank and then I'll meet you at Walmart?
It literally was like on the way.
But I'm saying, but what's wrong with community? I'm from a man's perspective.
I just didn't see like how it would change anything if I just was like, because we had got off the phone already. You haven't called me back.
What if you would have got caught in a bank robbery? What if somebody would have rear-ended you? Like, it's so many things that could have happened.
A bank robbery?
Or what if I was held up in Walmart?
Where? Bro, I just told you I pray for you all the time. You know how many angels can't run about you, bro?
But I'm just
it's not coming
saying,
nigh your dwelling.
Though.
It's not coming nigh.
Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm saying
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
But I also want to know though, like why?
Like I just didn't like honestly, it was like I just didn't think about it. I'm on my way there. You know what? I'll just go ahead and drop this off in the ATM real quick. It's right there. It's right beside it, and I'll go in.
So no big deal at all.
None. Did not think.
So Holy Spirit then said, let me just call and just nothing. Okay.
No, because to me it was a cash deposit. It literally took less than 4 minutes, 5 minutes tops. So I didn't think it was that big deal. But I get it. I mean, y'all have to know.
And I forgot my name went on that account.
I mean, trust me, you have a couple that I don't know if my name is on all of those. Matter of fact, you want to put names on all of each other's accounts? on live. It's the best part about it. All right, here's one. Oh, wow. Let's be honest. Are you ever going to marry your partner? Choose another one. Okay, so yeah, these are getting out of hand. So we're just gonna go ahead and put these down because these.
Yes, okay.
So
Now this is.
I don't think you shuffled these
I
correctly.
think I
You
shuffled
might want
those
to
in.
burn those.
Okay, let's see what the people say. Okay. Someone said not a bank robbery.
Right. To the most extreme
Yes, they think that's
ever.
over communication. I can agree. Right. I think some men think that's called over communication. Everybody is different because that wouldn't have bothered me. Aha.
There you go.
Yeah. Somebody said that wouldn't
It's
have bothered him.
subjective. Whatever works, you know, for you. Some
He didn't think it was a
people-
big deal. Okay. We don't think about that. But I need communication like that too.
Main point is
Super credit.
know what works for your relationship.
That's
Clearly, for mine, bathroom breaks, breathing, and blinking all should be reported to my wife. That's what I learned.
Oh,
Right?
you blinked, you did tell me.
Gotta work on that.
Oh gosh, so silly. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank y'all.
We're on the couch with the Fombys.
Yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I had
Yeah.
fun tonight. It was a great time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. PropheticCon 4.0, the Unchurched Conference. Make sure you
Wait a minute,
get
somebody
your
over here
tickets.
saying something about you. This I understand what he is saying because of being in a narcissistic marriage. I was always hostile. I am not confrontational, so I would try to avoid having certain conversations to try and keep peace.
Oh, see?
See?
There you go.
Yep.
She gets it.
Yep.
But I pray that everything is better with that relationship.
Okay, I agree. Don't just push over misunderstanding. Let's get to the root. If the
Agreed.
apology isn't sincere, it's not real, and nothing is resolved. Aha. This is a great conversation with my good friends. Where there's division, Satan can come in control. Only place we're going somewhere to take a break is a guest room and then snap out of it.
Oh, thank you, Raheem. It's always good to have you. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you guys so
Thank
very
you so
much. We look
much.
forward to seeing you guys at PropheticCon. Until we meet again.
Thank you guys. Peace.
Bye, y'all.
From the Middle East. I shouldn't have said that. Disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself. I didn't have to say that. Peace in the Middle
Bye,
East.
y'all.
Where did that even come from?
I have no idea. It's old school.
Peace in the Middle East.
Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, you guys, on this video.
Yes, like, heart, and all that stuff.
Please.
So, yeah.
Please.
See you later. All right, y'all have a good night.